think. Somebody questioned this.
We're good? Yep. All right, as it is officially 7:01, we will call this meeting to order. Council's had time to approve or review the claims for payment and the minutes from last month's meeting. I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve, Neil. I'll second, Bill.
Motion and second to approve. Any further discussion? None heard. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Carried. Land use permits, Connie Peterson's shed. Dave, anything to add?
They're replacing an existing shed, they left one wall there, you know, to put it right back in there, in the same place. So I recognize that as being legal. I can't positively identify where the property lines are, but there's been no issues back there, so I am good with that permit.
Question is, are they replacing exactly in the same?
Yep.
Exactly the same size?
To the north.
Okay, so it's bigger, it's just no farther to the north.
It's no further to the north, that's the closest one.
I guess the reason I'm asking, if they're just replacing something in the same spot, exactly the same size, they wouldn't need the permit. That's my understanding of the law.
I don't, they never said that they were doing the exact.
Okay.
Because I know that they were just trying to figure out size, because they wanted to go bigger, but if they went bigger, then they were gonna have to get a building permit.
She's got here, yeah, line where existing building was, so it's not getting any closer than what it was to that, to the north, you're saying, so, okay. I make a motion to approve on Peterson's shed permit.
I'll second, Bill.
Motion and second to approve the land use permit for, which one are we doing?
Honey?
For Peterson's. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Carried. Land use permit for Schemmel for a deck.
Betty Schemmel's house is 16 foot off of the property line. The city has a 15-foot setback, and they want to put a 10-foot deck on the front. Branchwood is got an 80-foot right of way and a smaller street than most. There's a good 35 feet between her house and the curb. So that's a lot of space. That's a lot of space. So I marked it out for him. Tracy and I talked, and one of the exclusions for getting a permit when you're violating the 15-foot setback is to get your neighbors signed off on that. I took that information with the sheets that Tracy provided to me and dropped them off to Mo at the Broster, and I have not heard anything back since. Tracy, do you have an update on that?
No, haven't heard anything since.
Could we approve it contingent upon the adjacent property owners approving the change? They want 12 instead of 15, then you're saying.
No, they want 5 instead of 15,
Oh,
6 instead of 15.
Okay.
Yeah. And it does fit, there's a tree in the front yard, it doesn't look out of place at all. Normally I oppose anything like that, but this would actually fit the house.
so this 12 feet is then incorrect, it should be 5, you're saying? They've got 12 feet.
If they ask for a variance, no. If they ask for a variance, it would be from 15 foot to 6 foot. Their house is at 16 foot back the right away right now. They want to add 10 foot in front of that.
What could be this?
The map looks.
Yeah, the map isn't, that's
Is
what
the
we're
map
trying to figure
incorrect
out
then?
from the map.
Oh,
Oh.
the 12 foot is for the length
That-
and
oh,
10
length.
foot is the deep.
Is that what it is?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's, they have it in the front yard depth, 10 and 12.
So it's 10 foot
Oh, I was, okay,
wide
yeah.
and 10 feet to the street.
That's the size of the deck, not the.
Yes.
Okay, there's no distances on this permit.
That's correct.
Okay, so that needs to get fixed then. Because we don't know what it is. Otherwise, it's even with the house, or it's not any farther the other way, right? I mean,
Right.
it's in the front.
Yeah, just the front setback would be the only variance that they would need,
So they would just need a variance from the 15 to whatever, where
15 foot to 6
to
foot.
6.
6.
To 6, so this is 6, okay. 6 and And there's no street, I mean, that's on Ranchwood, so there's no streets on either side of that one.
Nope, there's a house on
Yeah,
either side.
Holes on either side.
The deck, the proposed deck does fit the house and the property well. It just doesn't meet our setback.
So that's additional paperwork they need to fill out for the variance?
What we've done in the
In addition
past is
to-
just have them sign, that's why I was trying to get so she can write it on there, requesting a variance from 15 to 6 feet in the front. And that the neighbors approve it, and then they sign it.
So that's all in one,
That's kind of what we've
the
always
neighbor
done.
approval
And then
is
we
part
just-
of the variance?
Yep, and then we just attach it to the permit. What we've done.
So is your suggestion, Deb, that contingent upon,
I would do it contingent upon according to the ordinance, that the adjacent property owners approve
okay,
from the 15 to the 6 in the front. I would make that a motion.
I'll second.
There's a motion and a second on the table to approve the land use permit for Schemmel contingent on completion of the variance for decreased setback. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Carried. And land use permit for a new manufactured home, Manderscheid.
Dave Manderscheid has huge lots there. He's had this professionally drawn up. He meets the setbacks plus more. So I see no issues with Dave Manderscheid's permit.
I make a motion to approve the permit for Dave Manderscheid.
I'll second.
Motion and second to approve. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Carried. Open forum. What? We don't even have kids to sign up on for their. All right, moving on to ordinance 227. Or discussing ordinance 227.
So we had talked about the problem we've had with the commercial properties with a lot of vehicles and stuff. And so I took this ordinance in 217 and tried to create something that I thought might work. And I thought, we'll just present it to the council, and if you think it's worthy of exploring or we should spend, I mean, the attorney would have to sign off on that it's okay as written, but trying to find some way to make, so we can do something about the properties that are zoned commercial that aren't in compliance. We never really dealt with commercial properties, we just would send out the letters, just kind of asking, please, can you clean up your properties? You know, just throwing it out there. Basically what it was is to add the commercial and then the exceptions, I added under 2, I added the B and the C, they weren't there before.
And on item 2C, what would that variance include? The city would have a form or just a
I don't think so.
documentation that they,
My thought was they would just have to come to the council and request, or they would send a letter to Tracy and Tracy would put it on the agenda.
so it's
if there's-
documented in the
Right,
minutes
so
that
if there's
they
a hardship
requested it.
issue, that we can, and we'll have to note it somewhere so we know and track it.
So this would be mainly the properties along 212? Would it be any properties?
Actually, I think it just would pertain to all properties in town.
All
We-
properties.
So we're not just putting residential in excluding everything else.
Okay, so
When it was
it'd be all
original-
inclusive,
Right,
okay,
when it was originally written, it was just for residential areas,
okay.
so we never had a way of really policing or enforcing anything in the commercially zoned properties.
Are you looking for feedback on these amendments, or do you want action taken on this tonight?
My thought was if it's something you want, that this council wants to go ahead and do, you would send this off to the attorney and just say, have him or her, whoever it is, review it.
I think it's a good idea. I think it's all inclusive then for all properties within the city and not just zoned residential. So I think, my feeling is the attorney should look at it and see what they think.
Can you remind me, you added B and C?
I added the B and C and then I took out everything that just said residential
Yeah, okay,
before.
okay.
And then
Okay.
just take this part. Yeah. Oh, yeah, no.
Yep, just in case.
Well, I just
Yeah.
didn't put this part, and just put as follows.
Yeah.
No, that's follows.
Do we want to add more words about what did that quote unquote variance from the city council would look like? Or that they would have to come to the council come to a council meeting and ask for,
I
or
don't,
send a letter
yeah,
requesting?
I don't know that you want,
I don't know that we need to identify it within the
Just-
ordinance,
yeah,
but
I think you set a policy and then
Yeah.
do it uniformly.
Yeah.
How many can there be that will happen? I don't know. Yeah, I mean, who knows?
So I was thinking of the person that's here in 25 years and reading that, what are they looking for? What kind
Yeah.
of variance or what do they need to do for that?
Yeah,
They're looking for more for,
yeah, for.
Guidance in the
Yeah, in the
future.
future, yeah.
questions, comments, concerns from the council? On either of these?
We could just make that in addition to the lawyer attorney and see if he thinks we should put more meat into that as far as what that would look like. If he thinks you're, that we do that, 'cause that's a good point.
I'm okay with pursuing it with our attorney and having him review it.
And I am too. I think it'll make our town look better.
All right, we'll leave it in your hands, Tracy, then to forward to the city attorney for review.
okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Deb.
Discussion on the amendment to the equipment agreement and fees policy.
So we're just identifying that, like, just not anybody can come and rent equipment from the city. Is that correct?
Yes.
Do people come and rent our equipment often?
Mhm.
No?
Not really. It's mostly, what we bill out for the county and the state for the most part. But there have been others once in a blue moon that have contacted us. Individuals.
Would we do that if they were a licensed company that typically say has their own equipment and then had a sudden breakdown and are desperate for needing, we would come to the city and say, can we rent your whatever, ours broke down?
I think that's not what this is. I think this is just for, like, if I came in and said, Tracy, my lawnmower broke down, I need to use the city. But you could have everybody in town doing that. There's gotta be some, that was kind of the thought. I don't think that it was ever meant to be citywide, anybody could just come in and rent something. That was my understanding always, but
Mhm.
It says for-profit or nonprofit business, so if it was a business that had that issue.
Or trained qualified individuals.
I think that's meant to be in addition to, if I'm not reading that. This only rent, that's been on there forever, right?
Yeah,
That's
that
not
was
changed.
original.
So if somebody in a business wanted to rent and they had somebody who didn't have a license, you went,
Right.
I think that kind of thing.
I debated adding that as all one paragraph versus
Oh, yeah.
separately.
I just don't wanna set us up for a type of discrimination type thing where someone comes in and says, well, you let that company over there rent it, and no, you won't let my company rent
But yeah, this doesn't disallow businesses can still
it.
for-profit or nonprofit business. Make a motion to approve the amendments to the equipment rental policy.
I'll second.
There's a motion and a second for approval to the amendment on the equipment rental contract agreement. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Carried. Public Works, maintenance construction project update. Dave, do you have a synopsis for us?
I'm looking for it in here.
Okay.
There we go. Yeah, well, with the dry weather, the ponds dried up quite a bit, so we're probably only gonna do one more fall discharge, and I'll wait till November 1st, so I don't have to pass a fecal test. Waterworks, we're doing another round of fall flushing. I'm still having a problem with chlorine residual on our old streets with cast iron mains. With the startup of the splash pad in August, that really helped September down in that end of town. And Gunner's watering now too, establish some grass and stuff, so there is a residual out there, but we're gonna run one more round of flushing here this fall. We did a whole bunch here at the end of September, but we're gonna do one more round here. We're trying to stay ahead of the leaves and stuff, we've been sweeping. We marked a bunch of trees, or I've marked a bunch of trees that need to be considered taking down. It's easy to identify the trees when you have foliage on them as if they're half dead and then you can see the cracking. So just because they've got a caution tape around them now, I have no desire to take anything down for at least 3 weeks. So just, that's out there for the public, okay?
Was there a fair
Alright.
number, Dave? How many, I mean, was it
I
quite a
haven't
few?
counted them up yet, no.
Are we talking dozens?
Oh, yeah. So I still have the west end of town to mark. And of course, we got the park up on the north side that needed attention last year that we ran out of money on, and that needs to get thinned out up there. When Tracy and I last talked, I think there was $5,000 set aside there, so I can see it's just labeling the real hazardous ones, and if we need an aerial, but concentrate on the parks and go from there. Out of money. Oh, the cold weather's coming in real fast here. Dusty shut down the Main Street Park today, the fire hall. I turned off the ballpark today, talked to Gunner, and the 212 park, as, and the splash pad's gotta get drained here yet. So, that, we're trying to, well, I'll save that for later. So, so we'll be blowing out stuff, later on, or we'll probably even turn the Main Street Park back on after these next cold days, so we've got another 10-day run of good weather. So it's easy for us to relieve the pressure, drain it down real quick, and then turn it back on at the park. We've got that sitting pretty good, and same with the ballpark too, but I don't expect to energize the ballpark again unless they want me to for, spraying out the sprinklers. I haven't talked to John from Sleepy yet, so. Okay, so then the other thing is the splash pad on the parks here. Originally I requested that we pick a shutdown date in September, and gave her a dead last date of, gave Corey a dead last date of October 6th. I didn't want to get into this stuff in October. Vector caused issues with that, and they're coming on the 16th. So we've still got water charged on there. We've got one feature that's not performing well, and we want to make sure what's going on there, with that. So I don't want to drain it down and then have to recharge it for them, drain it down again, is what the issue is. So, Vector had told Corey that, we should probably consider doing RV antifreeze in those lines. And, they're suggesting we get a 55-gallon drum. And I went down to Weiss's to check that out. Gallon RV antifreeze is $4, Well, so that's $2,000 bill, wow, holy cow. So so I went down there and asked them about a 55-gallon drum, and for $750 plus we can get a 55-gallon drum of RV antifreeze. But then I'm going, well, do we want to be in a practice of putting RV antifreeze in that every year, or what's going on? So we got to figure that out, what we want to do. So I want to talk to the Vector people myself when I come out here, and come up with a plan before we spend that kind of money annually, on that.
Well, they should have a best practices plan from other sites that they recommend doing.
And I'll reach out to Redwood Falls as to what they do with theirs. They're not working?
That's the email.
750 for 55 gallons?
Yes.
$13.63 a gallon? $750 for 55 gallons?
You better do your math again. 55 gallons plus. Yeah, you'd be right.
That's what that says, not $4.
I know if you go up right now and grab it.
I'm just,
Okay,
I was a little,
4 times 55 is
$220,
no, something's wrong. I'll have to check
but
it out.
$750,
The
Yeah,
main-
exactly.
The main thing is, if we are going to do this every year, are we gonna purchase this
yeah.
in bulk like that, or are we gonna just buy the gallon containers or whatever? Because believe me, the bulk is gonna be cheaper.
Could be.
So, Drew was getting different requests for this RV antifreeze, and he had the number on the top of his head. He didn't verify it, but he was working with other people, so
Mhm.
I'll follow that up and check that out. It does sound high. Thank you, Neil.
Just, yeah. Check it
Okay,
out.
so, the other option is we can take some of these features off of there too, and put plugs in and stuff, and I'm really hoping that Vector sticks to their schedule on the 16th, and we can see what we want to do. I'm glad the weather's held. I don't see any threat, with waiting for them with anything that's gonna break, so.
Yeah.
We'll drain that stuff down so there's no water in there. The building inside is no threat from freezing from this weather, but I'm worried about the winter. When the plumbing was put inside that building, there is no drains whatsoever. The bathrooms have got protective over the goosenecks. There's no tank to drain. It's a hard, like a school bathroom in there. It's gonna be very hard to service, to get all the water out of there. I showed it to another, Jeff Dale from Minnesota Rural Water, and I said, have you had any experience where other towns do? What he said, Dave, with all the plumbing in here and what could go wrong, if this building is insulated, why aren't you putting a little electric heater in here to try to do that? But that's only for the main control structure, that wouldn't help with the bathroom, so I still gotta figure out where we're gonna put a drain in for the bathrooms, and there's an outside drinking fountain that they did design a drain in there for that, have to open up an access panel on the wall and take care of that. So there's gonna be some issues that we have to talk through and figure out a plan so that we can do annually. But I wanna hear it from the company and from other communities in the area before we go ahead and start pumping RV antifreeze. It's something that should drain down.
Right.
I mean, the only thing that we put RV antifreeze in, the other stuff is the traps in the toilets and that type of thing, you know, so we don't put it in the shallow water line, so I'm hoping I don't have to do it here, just for annual expense. Okay, so let's move on to construction, or you want me to stop and entertain Mo here?
Yeah, can we just, pause for a second, Mo, can we?
I was just curious if you got to my stuff yet, and it's been everything okay, or do I need to do anything else?
Just have to check with your neighbors.
They all verbally gave me consent,
So we need that in.
we needed a signature.
Yep, so that we can,
Do you have a piece of paper that you needed me to sign it on?
No.
No.
So just find any kind of piece of paper that I need to have them sign?
Have them sign in that states that it's okay for you to build the deck.
Okay,
Oh,
all right.
And that the,
10 feet.
specifically that the setback is less than the approved.
Yeah, the setback would then be 6 feet instead of 15 feet.
Okay,
And I think I left that on the note, you're going from 15-foot setback to 6-foot setback.
okay. So I'll have them sign it, drop it off
Yep.
one of these days.
before you start.
Bye.
Are you done?
Sure. Anyway, the neighbor to the west is very hard to get a hold of.
Oh,
So, but I will find him.
we need that, right? It's contingent, it is
Okay.
contingent upon the neighbors. I
Yeah,
don't know.
Grant is no problem, but the other kid is, he's hard
Tough to find.
to find, so obviously he doesn't mow his lawn, so,
Thank you, Mo.
all right.
Thanks,
Thank
Mo.
you.
Take care.
Thanks, Mo.
Sergey.
Dave, can I backtrack just for a moment? The compost site?
Yep.
You've got what foreign material is still showing up out there?
Oh, we're getting bricks and sidewalk, and that's what really gets my goat, why people think
Is
they
the
can.
camera not catching?
Dusty's not having good luck with that, and I keep on saying, well, let's change something, you know, and it's almost like they go to the other side of the pile, you know, when they see it, you know.
So you need a
Let's get more
second camera.
cameras,
Well, yeah.
right? I think, I mean, we have to,
We have two. We had to take one of them out of there for a couple other issues in town that we were using it for. And so there's just been one out there for the last few weeks. But, yeah, I just think people use it like, okay, this is from my garden, I can get rid of it here, boom. And I just don't understand that, you know.
No, they know.
Well,
They know it's not garden
it's
free.
been a continuous problem. Dusty and I are always looking for it when we push up and stuff, and we grabbing the big stuff out of there. I mean,
Is it locked at night? No, well, so it's always open. Well, we should lock it, that would help, wouldn't
do you think that would help?
it? I would hope so, people
Okay,
would,
well,
if it's
last
dark,
time we did that, you know, we've been getting complaints, well, why isn't it open? What's going on?
well, people shouldn't be going there when it's dark, really, should they?
I don't think
but
this,
who's
I
gonna
think this
go?
is happening during the middle of the day.
Well,
And the
Seriously?
problem is too, you'd have to, who's gonna go out there every evening? I mean,
Who lives,
People do
who lives
their-
closest to it? Right there.
We
And you might
volunteer,
be wrong.
Julie.
Just make it your last stop before you go home. you know.
I'm just thinking it,
From work,
because it's
here.
open on the
But
weekends
I
for people
understand.
to access it. Because
Yeah.
they're doing their garden cleanup on the weekends,
But it's
so.
supposed to be open a certain time,
We have a Wednesday, Friday, Saturday schedule.
yeah, but if it's open all the time, then there's no, what's the point in having that
I
schedule?
don't think the opening hours has anything to do with the material we're getting.
Yeah, I think it's just people trying to push it off on us, yeah.
Maybe look at the cost of getting some additional cameras then.
Well, then, Right? I mean, I always told people what the hours were. If we're not having hours anymore, that'll just make it worse. Well, no. You know, it's listening to the program, but
Well, that's why. I
I mean,
think
that's
we
what
should
the
talk
office
about-
would say. We would say the hours are this to this, this to that. I mean, if it's not gonna be that way, then it's kind of look like egg on our face when we're telling them the wrong thing.
Yeah.
So,
As you go around town, are you seeing anybody breaking up sidewalk?
We can usually put that together. I did bring some rocks and stuff back to one of the neighbors and he said, well, I didn't know that was in there, and then, caught him red-handed and.
the other concern would be when you have the DNR enforcer person coming out and
Right.
seeing that, then they're gonna go, well, what are your hours? Don't we have the hours posted out there?
So what are the posted hours?
So,
It's Wednesday from, 1 o'clock till 7 or whatever, and then, or 9, and then, Friday, from 8 until 7 or 9, whatever it says, and Saturday the same.
it was Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. Oh, my God, the times, but if that's
I would
what's
agree that we need
happening,
to make a point of having it open during those hours and locked on the other hours.
that's what I mean. It's either we're
Start
gonna,
enforcing the
if
hours.
you're
that we're
asking for
gonna
more
issues.
trouble, the more often you have it open, I would think. I don't know, that just makes sense to me. I mean, if I was to do that, let's just get called in the middle of the day and that would be pretty gutsy. I don't know.
If you want,
Okay.
if you want it gated and locked, we can do that.
Because I always thought that's what it was.
Do we stand the risk of getting in trouble if,
Yeah.
With-
You do. You get a person coming up with DNR and it happens to be that junk in there that day that he's there, yeah. You have a permit, we have a permit from the DNR to do that, to have that open. I don't know how often, have you had to do that one yet? No, I can't remember how often it is. 10 years? Dave,
Sure, what?
is it every 10 years, 5 years? The permit comes due up there.
I don't think they'll permit them anymore.
Oh. I don't know.
Nobody's dropping stuff like TVs, tires, microphones,
No,
like.
none of that. Occasionally I'll get some dimensional lumber and we pull that up, it's always got nails and screws and then we bring that into the dumpster. But,
No one has to get an official permit
it's not
to burn
terrible,
anymore.
but again,
So-
if you guys want us locked a little bit, I don't think that's gonna change one thing.
I think the additional cameras would probably be more beneficial than, in all honesty, locking it up. I mean, a lot of people go, we've been out there on a Sunday. I honestly didn't remember that there were the set hours. And if we drive there and the gates are open, we'll go in and we'll
If
take off.
Now, if we put 5 cameras or whatever, are we gonna be able to see stuff with that? That's the other thing. I mean, if we're gonna spend money on more can you
Well-
see, are you able to see who's,
The other thing is when the gate's locked, they'll just go and dump it on the road or on
On
the
the
side
driveway.
and we have more of a problem to fix it,
What kind of cameras do we got there?
Trail cameras.
Okay.
Disrespect.
whatever the council wants to do, just so the people answering the phones here know what they're supposed to tell people. That would be nice.
Well, I would keep on telling them the regular hours, that way we know, people that don't know, I wouldn't deviate from that.
Well, okay, so then they look
It
kind of
says
like
they-
a liar.
Well,
when
these are the hours for use. It doesn't mean it has to be locked up outside of use hours. I get it, but.
They say, when can we bring stuff? And you say the
Those are
times.
the posted
Then they're
hours.
talking to their neighbor who was just out there Sunday and I think whatever it is, we need to stick with whatever it is. I don't care whatever the council wants, but whatever it is, it should be for everybody. So if we just can keep it open, that's fine. Then that's what she'll say. And that we have a lot of cameras out there. So, I don't know. I just think it should be uniform for everybody.
Does it get used on the Wednesday?
What's that?
Is it used on Wednesdays
It's pretty much used every day.
every day?
When people have time to get their stuff done, but
This spring, the summer was terrible with all the wet, you can't do anything when it's muddy out there.
Yeah.
Well, let's look at the cost of what additional cameras would be to get mounted out there and.
Maybe, have you seen any of the pictures from the cameras?
Mm-mm.
Be nice to see if it's actually helpful, like, you can, the whole idea to have them is to catch people doing it. If you can't see who they are, then we're just wasting money, that's what I think.
Do we have a
And I've
fine or
never-
punishment for people dumping stuff that's not wanted around?
I think I think it's busted out there,
Out there.
I'm,
yeah. So,
Yeah.
but I would ask to look at,
What if
Just
you guys would
curious.
to look at doing, like adding Sunday as another day? I mean, and then, you know, if we had Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
I think the idea with only doing one was because then staff, I mean, somebody has to go in and open it, close it, whoever it is.
It's always the issue every day.
So, I mean, and they work.
But Sunday's a busy day, right, Kristen?
Yeah.
Okay, well, sorry, I pulled you backwards on your list.
So you guys want me locking the gate and see where it goes?
I don't think we can start locking the gate at 5:30, or whatever time you're done. If you're done at 5:30, I think a lot of people, I think, will try to use it at night when they get home from work.
Then,
I'm
For
afraid,
evening,
Again,
early
that-
evening.
right?
then if that's the case, I wouldn't care, just, I think we need to,
Yeah,
whatever they are, they are. I don't
Yeah.
guess, I don't,
yeah.
I want the staff to be able to, when they get there, because we would get a lot of phone calls on that, I remember.
Well, when
I
did
want
we
to be able to
quit
tell
locking
them
it?
what it is.
When did we quit
I don't
locking
know.
it?
When do we start leaving it open?
When did we start leaving it open?
And I lock it through the winter, pretty much completely. Unless, I know somebody's taking a tree down or they take on, they wanna get a tree out there and stuff.
Yep.
So we don't wanna move the snow out there, except for what we're doing with trees and that. Then, in the spring, again, the wet muddy crap this year was just difficult. This is why we left it open as much as we did. The grass was just crazy coming out, because everybody had to mow once a week,
Yeah,
so.
so mainly just this year, this spring is when we started not locking it.
Yep. So,
And do you feel it's like an increase versus years past, or is this kind of a yearly occurrence that we end up with this type of debris in there?
well, the heavy use months for the, I'll say the whole deal, the heavy use months for that is in May and June, when everybody's mowing. July was heavy again this year, it's normally not. July was very heavy, and then now in the fall here, when people are cleaning up their gardens, it's crazy. It's just like, from August till October, end of the month, when it's dark at 6:00, yeah, we can lock it at 5, or actually 4, we should be locking it at 4:30. But that doesn't give anybody time to get their stuff out, and they're stuck on a Saturday, if you're working. So,
All right,
I don't know.
well. Look at putting up more cameras and seeing if we need to adjust the hours and
Yes.
have specific open and closed
Yeah.
hours.
I would like to add this too, please. Out of all the nuisance calls that come up on my city phone, the most is, can you unlock the burn site for me? Or can I come and get a key?
It is a small town community. So I understand.
I guess the answer to that would be then it should be no. I mean, if the hours are set, the hours are set. You have to just adjust.
You just tell people no.
Well, I mean, that's that's what she's trying to be fair to everybody in town, what are you gonna do? So I don't know.
I'm getting caught in the middle because I'm told that our city policy is to live in a friendly community and serve people. And then now you are telling me to say no to them.
I'm just saying, that's the hours are posted, that's what the office tells people, so I'm just trying, how do we resolve that? I understand your point of view too, it's just, how do you make it fair to everybody then? I don't know, because then some people just hang up the phone and go, well, I can't go until Friday, so then they don't. So I,
Do you
I
know
don't know
what the
what the
other towns
answer
around
is.
us do?
I don't know what the answer is.
Do you know, Olivia's basically open all the time, isn't it?
I don't know, we get a lot of Olivia traffic over here.
Oh, really?
Cause, well, you know, from the people on the west side of Olivia, east side of Olivia is closer to come here than we go to theirs.
Yeah.
So we've always gotten a little bit of that. So,
Well, I think the
thought
Rhode
the
Island
city
site should
staff
be for
picked
Rhode
up, you
Island's
put it on your
residents.
boulevard, and they-
How do
I
you
think
got-
that's the
I don't think
first
they're
thing.
allowed to just
Lake
go out to the
Williams is
brush
that
site
way.
by themselves.
Lake
So how do
Williams,
Are they?
If
they?
you can do that.
Oh, I-
If you have a person out
And I've
there,
done
then you
stuff in
can't.
here
So what do you, what's gonna be the answer? That, I don't know the answer, I'm just saying, whatever it should be the same for everybody, that's all.
Could we possibly get some of the other towns, like if
They
they
do
have
it.
like a brush site, like like how they run theirs? Would that be something that we could look into?
I can help you out there.
You okay?
Yeah.
Please inform us, Steve.
Lake Lillian's got a gate on theirs, the Alyssa locks and stuff. A lot of times she finds that it's unlocked or people go drive around it, you know? And, that's been an issue up there, you know, the people, when they have this stuff, they wanna get rid of it. And just like Neil was saying, people that don't live in town wanna drop stuff off there, especially from Candio High Lake or whatever, you know, their property, they have no place to go with it, so it's a service thing. Cosmos is putting a gate around their compost site, you can always drive into it, now they're putting a fence and gate around their property, cause they're getting stuff too.
Well, we'll look into it more and
Maybe signage with, a statement like premises under surveillance, violators will be fined.
Is that out there now?
$1,000 fine, I think it says.
That's it.
There's a black thing.
Let's enforce it.
When you get hold, if the camera can
Make an
see
example.
who it is, if
well,
it's
let's look at the cost of getting more cameras out there and we'll go from there.
Maybe those
Okay.
fines will pay for the
What else was
cameras.
on your list, Dave?
I want to go to construction.
Okay.
I left that out of the report, I was in a hurry when I did that, and then I told Quincy, I wanted to, do something, so I just put it in a separate deal. So, we got a lot of stuff that went there, it's all wound up there, all the underground work is done. It got dragged out a little bit, especially around the school, but, that was for whatever reason, so it's done anyhow. The water main loop that went in there took care of, Kurt Weiss and also Gene, Woodford, is that it? Gene
Gene Workman.
Workman, thank you. Yeah, so they got their own separate lines, plus it services a splash pad. So there's been a little bit of miscommunication and that I wanted to clarify that. Then we got eliminated the dead end that was going down, Cherry Avenue and looped it back to Birch. So dead ends are never a good deal, so that's why we got the grant money or the water looping, done. So, we're going out to Ranchwood now, and again, Ranchwood was always a sewer problem, that's why we wanted to go out there, a sewer problem. We have 3 individual problems out there that we traced it back to instead of just, and it always clumped up and showed up in the basin. Well, I didn't know I had 3 individual problems out there until we reached out and grabbed them. Each one of the houses that we hooked up to, we took care of an issue. So I'm very happy that those people are not at the threat of having backed up. So that is just great that the contractor was able to go in and separate those, and he had to dig around so much stuff. We spent a little bit of money on exploratory digging because there's gas lines and phone lines and old water lines and old sewer lines but anyhow, they did a great job. They showed a lot of patience in getting it done. So I was very happy. What the big thing that we found is we were gonna put a new 6-inch water main in out there because we had the street broken up for the sanitary. Well, we found out that the map was wrong and there is a 6-inch placed in already what we were gonna do. So we got to pick up all that material and send it back with them and they're gonna return it. So that's a great savings as to what we thought we were gonna spend. We made sure we knew what was going on out there. We did some exploratory digging, potholing, make sure, you know, that, how far that 6-inch went, so we've got our records updated. Paige from Bolton and Mink was my resident inspector. We pointed out different things and did homework, we did some dye testing, we did some televising, and she's recording all that was done, okay? And I leaned on Bolton to make it a little hard, that all these details get recorded because they're no longer an engineer. You know, so I want everything, you know, recorded, so we're gonna see how good a job they do with the as-bills over the winter, and I don't know if we'll get them until after asphalt's done in July next year. They'll probably have to wait for that, but both her and Matt are saying, hey, we need this, you know, in detail up here. So the big question is, well, how come we didn't put the new 6-inch line in like we were supposed to? And I both Matt, the engineer, and I anguished over that a little bit, and Tracy was in on the conversation as well as Minnesota Rural Water people. And the pipe that's in the ground is not up to current specs. You wouldn't put that in the ground today, but it's, well, I take that back. Actually, there's different areas that pipe is used for water, like rural water areas like they're doing down in Worthington. And that, it's an SDR 26 water line that's in there. It's not really thin and brittle, by any means, but it's just not something you normally put under a street that's being drove on. So the question came up, why, as long as you got it all dug up, why didn't you replace them? And my answer, and what I've decided with the engineer, is that this pipe is still good enough today that it can still last for many, many years. It's not worth taking a 6-inch line out that may fail down the road to put in a code compliant 6-inch pipe today, with the cost involved. So I don't expect any kind of a failure. No one expects any kind of a failure on the pipe that's in the ground. We did add some insulation over the low lying areas where all the hookup was, just because it was exposed. And that was the only extra expense on the old water main. If anybody has any questions on that, I'm more than glad to answer them. Okay, I gotta applaud Schmidt for being responsive enough to pick up that material and just say, no, okay, we're done. And instead of holding us, hey guys, guess what? You know, we got a contract here, you know, so they treated us right. So.
All right, anything else for us, Dave?
I'm good.
Questions, comments, concerns for Dave and council? If not, we will move on. Thank you, Dave. Agenda item number 5, approving Schmidt Construction pay estimate number 2. So that was a good segue by Dave into the.
Make a motion to approve partial pay estimate number 2.
I'll second.
There's a motion and a second to approve the partial pay estimate number 2 to Schmidt Construction regarding Schmidt Construction. It actually gets paid to Bolton and Mink. Is that where it gets paid to?
No, it's not. It's
Goes to
Right to
Schmidt's
Schmidt?
Construct- Yep.
Okay, any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
If you need to note, it was in the amount of $87,923.45. All right, moving on to resolution 17-24, accepting the offer of the Minnesota PFA to purchase $445,158 in the form of a Go Water revenue note.
Is this, Tracy, is this the final cost now? Or is that known yet? This 445, 158?
That was the bid amount
Okay, so that's, so that,
for just the water portion
oh, right.
with
So,
the engineering.
yeah, with the engineer, should that go
Yes.
down with this change?
Will likely go down,
Okay,
yes.
so that doesn't matter then,
No, because
they adjusted afterwards, I think.
if we would have done it right, we would have had this done
Done
already
before,
before
gotcha,
that
yep,
got to that point.
Yep,
Yeah,
okay, and it's 10 years, is that what the other ones were, do you remember? I always thought they did 20-year ones, I know this is a smaller one, so maybe. She never even asked though, she just did a 10-year. What's the interest, 1%?
let me pull up
Oh, you
the,
don't have to, I mean, it's not a big deal.
no, from last month, because that might be.
1%.
Is it?
Is it
not
1%? No.
Yeah, that's great, yeah.
So is this actually accepting the offer up to 445? Do you think it'll be less because the cost is
Yeah,
less?
if I remember right, when you get your debt service schedule,
And she gave that to us
Yeah.
last year.
that'll change though. So if
Right,
it won't go up because they're not gonna give you any more than what this is,
yeah.
but it might go down,
Might
so
go
then then they adjust that accordingly afterwards. Because usually, yeah, this, like you said, this is done usually prior to the project starting. So, I mean, that's my recollection on past ones,
Yes.
so.
Yeah, I think we should try to get it for 20 years.
Can't be one.
With the 1%,
No.
yeah.
Mr.
I always
Mayor,
thought they were 20 years, but I
I'm
could be
trying to
wrong.
pull up the drafts.
Yeah,
and
we
I
could do it
can't
I think
find
they
it.
decide though. I
Yeah,
don't
they
think
might-
we have a say in what
yeah.
that is.
We probably don't, I don't remember that either,
No,
it
they
is what
told
they
us.
say, yeah,
I feel like the chief, I think you might be right though.
yeah, because the amount, I saw the principal amounts, and I know that they're bigger than what we're, but I bet they're doing it differently now because of the small, you know, why would they wanna extend the smaller amounts? I understand.
I feel like though when Kathy sent us the draft bond schedule last month, it might have been 20 years. So I'm trying to find that
Oh.
just so I can look and see.
Or it said up to 20 years. You have the option to pay it off early.
But the schedule they're showing is only 10 years old, so I'm guessing they're saying 10 years.
Well, no, it's 2 columns, it goes to 44.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't read that, I'm sorry.
No.
I didn't read that. Well, everybody's
I
looking
thought
at
it
that.
was for 20 years.
I looked at the first column and I didn't, that's all I looked at. Oh, we're only doing 10. Sorry. Sorry, my bad.
It's okay. We'll
I'm with
forgive
you, Deb. I
today.
didn't look at
I
the
didn't look
second
at that.
column either.
Oh, it's only 10 years.
It is 20 years. Maybe we could get 30.
Well, those amounts are principal. No, that's
20.
principal. Okay. Huh,
That's fantastic.
okay. I make a motion to help us.
Yes, we're approving the resolution.
Resolution 17-24.
Yeah, 17-24.
I'll second. Neil.
There is a motion and a second on the table to approve resolution 17-24, accepting the offer of the Minnesota PFA for the Go Water revenue note up to the amount $445,158. Any further discussion? None heard, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Carried. Moving on to donation of $1,615.89 from the Rhode Island Fire Relief Association. Cover cost of tools and equipment for the new truck.
I will so move.
I'll second.
Motion and second to accept the donation, approve accepting the donation. Any further discussion? Not all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. And last but not least, closure of Ash Avenue between Main Street and the alley next to Rumors. are December 6th from 4 to 7 for the Old Fashioned Christmas market and the CNC event.
What are they doing there?
So usually they would be over at Grandma's house.
That's what I
They are not having it at Grandma's house, they're
Oh.
moving it to downtown, and so I
Oh.
believe they're having Santa in the Gleaster's building, or what used to be the Gleaster
Yeah.
building,
Oh, okay.
I believe. And then they're gonna have the vendors along the street on Ash Avenue is the way it was kind of explained to me.
Oh.
Or that's what their intentions are.
Yeah.
Do we, so if we approve this tonight, then do we let the business owner know? Is that'll affect a business, right, Rumors Bar and
Yeah.
other, or people like that park that live on the other side? Do we have, I don't know, do we like put up barricades or something, or what happens if we?
Well, they still
How does
have
that happen?
entrance and egress from the
Okay.
west, so it's just from Main Street to the alley.
Right.
So anyone who lives in that
Just
area
the
will
park,
still
park,
have,
park further west.
Or on Main Street, potentially.
well, even those that park right in front of their units. That's, I guess there's a couple of them that are to the east of the alley entrance, but
About the bar patrons.
I assume we would barricade,
Yeah.
right, for safety or
Yeah.
for,
Yeah.
would
It's
that
just
be
you,
appropriate?
you know, lose space.
Yeah.
I think they probably wanna bring Santa's hair acting through there, I don't know, you know.
The,
If
because they're
people
still having
can
that
squeak through there, they will.
carriage.
Oh, jeez. They're doing that?
Yeah, I believe they're still having the horse-drawn
Sleigh.
carriage
Mm.
sleigh. So. So I'm
Well-
guessing that's probably where they're gonna be end up loading and unloading to.
Would guess they talked to rumors because that's gonna go in all that and again, it might be a day's business too, who knows? So. I think they should be coming.
I think we should reach out, or someone
Yeah,
should
somebody
reach out
needs
to
to.
make sure he's aware of it and
Yeah.
so we could approve it pending that discussion with.
Say we approve it and just let him know, right? Is that, yeah, I think.
I work with him. If it's going to be an issue, we'll find a solution.
Yeah.
All right,
Was there a motion?
there was not.
I'll
Wait,
move, also move. Yes.
I'll second.
Motion and second to approve the closure of Ash Avenue between Main Street and the alley, December 6th from 4 to 7. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Anything else the council wishes to discuss at this time? If not, the meeting is officially adjourned.
Gee, did she leave